all of these circular forms are self-contained, and eventually they have to interact with each other. And that becomes part of the fun for me, is just figuring out what happens when this one hits that one and how do they connect and those kinds of things. And then I have to improvise and make a decision, okay, what would come next? Well, and so I don't really have a plan as to what's coming, and sometimes it's, oh, it's getting pretty light, I want a darker ring or some other sort of structures and shapes. These works are much more improvisational than they look. All I know is that they will be vaguely circular and they will get bigger as they go. But male and female, progressive, conservative, fluffy versus spiky. There's a contrast of ideas and contrasts of all kinds of things. So I deal with that a lot, I try and work in every kind of contrast I can get in these. I sound like I'm planning ahead too, but I also have recently come to the conclusion that the future doesn't exist. So, and it makes things a whole lot easier if you just stop believing in the future. It's only ever going to be now. Well, I've also dealt with the square, because I think the round, the circle, and the square. I'm of a generation that I was trained to believe that squares are static, and that radial symmetry and central balance are bad, or are less, because they're static and neutral, and you should never put something smack dab in the middle. Always uneven is better, and I agree with all of that. But I was always the kind of student who says, well, who says you can't put something right in the middle? Why does that rule have to exist? And circles and squares are sort of infinite and self-contained, and I like working within those boundaries. But I think it's just the nature of the process. I know that if I repeat a shape, rotate it, something interesting will happen just automatically. So I think that is why they're all round. I'm just doubling things back on themselves. Some pretty basic geometries as well. I think, I know how this will work. I'll fit in here. It falls apart pretty fast. I think I'm getting it, and a little deviation in the center becomes chaos. So a lot of these forms, as these circles, elements that were in one were sort of mutating and rearranging and combining here, because I was thinking about sort of genetics and how certain limited amount of parts can recombine in infinite numbers of ways, and that's just another factor in here.